people can understand where I'm at. What is this? What is this of? What is this? What is this? Where am I at? Where am I at? Your boy hadn't been going live the past couple days because I don't know. I guess my live streaming has been making my voice go out. So maybe he said Washington, Regal. What's up, Regal? No, it's not Washington. You would think it was Washington though, huh? With the pillars, right? You got some more big giant pillars back there. Look at that. It's not Washington. No. Hold on one second. All right, yeah, it's not Washington. But we're about to get into it. This it's only 4 of y'all in here, so I'm gonna tell y'all. I know Castle. This is in San Francisco. Let me show you. This is in goddamn San Francisco. The Palace of the Fine Arts. I didn't find it. I saw a YouTuber, this YT lady. She did a video there, and I did not know it existed. And her thing was, exactly. Let me jump down here. Said not the Rainbow City. Everything we do, they turn it to some kind of, LG thing. You know what I'm saying? Are all major cities like that? All of our major cities? Nah, not all of them. Atlanta like that. But did Atlanta? I don't know if Atlanta had a World's Fair or not. I'm gonna have to talk a certain way because my voice is just goodness. My voice is just crazy. Let me see if my homeboy also see if I can grab a OZ real off of my boy tonight. Cause your boy getting low. But yeah, so we just getting started. But look at that, dude. Look at that. Look at the symbolism. Look at the detail on this thing. You got they got women on every corner of this with the details there, there. Do you know how long this was? And then they sitting on top of this with tons of detail, and then they're structured on these big giant three. I could see how they piled each one on each one, so at least I can see it's not one continuous. And then look at that. And that's just one section. And then look, goodness, dude. Look at this, dude. Said, what's up, Casey Megan? Said, bet it's in the structure. Yeah, so this is San Francisco, California, y'all. And we're gonna watch some footage of what San Francisco used to be. Because remember, they said they tore them all down. It was made out of plaster, right? These don't look like plaster. Now they trying to say that this ain't. Damn it! Every time I come back to it, this stupid Google Maps fucking freezes. I can't stand when stuff don't work, man. I swear I can't stand it. Let me close some apps and maybe see if that helps. But oh my God, just work. It was doing this earlier. Like, what the fuck? Don't nobody want to keep closing that bitch down and open it back up and trying to find the shit again. God. I know I be tripping though. Fucking with my workflow. I don't like my workflow to be fucked with. That's one thing. So let's look at this. Look at this. You got a wall just to get in that bitch. It was almost like maybe it was like a walled city, you know? And then when you come in, look at that. Now let me see if I can step backwards a bit to get a little bit more of a view. Yeah, as I roll this up. So look at that, man. Now, that's not plaster. Look at that. It's got a lion right there. Wow. Wow, dude. And just, you got to think, like these little squares, like, it's probably a perfect, exact measurement between every single one of these squares. Like perfect geometric patterns, shapes, designs. You do not see that. What's up, Lee? Try not to talk too loud because my voice has just been out. What's up, TLDs? Talia, I didn't see you there. Peace. After the fair. What's up, CR the Great? Didn't see you there. What's up, boss man? I see agriculture deity in the corner. See, you already seeing things. See, and a lot of this symbolism I wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying? But look at that, dude. Can't nobody tell me they just built this shit within a year, 2 years, 20 years. Nigga, do you know how much time it would take just to design that bitch? Just to design it. The amount of time it would take to conceive it in your brain. Like, I want to make each one of these squares with women hanging over there as if they're hanging over each side of the square, as if it's like they're whatever the hell they're doing, and they're in gowns, and then there's going to be 3 to 4 different type squares with the such and such, whatever this kind of design is going down it, and then I'm going to, in my head, make this, I don't know what the hell it is. Looks like petal-like leaves that's going to protrude from the top. It's like, well, nigga, how long did it take you just to think of this? And how far apart each of these are going to be? About 3.5 inches apart. And what's up, Fadi? Good to see you. Said the pillars alone. I know the pillars alone. Yeah, they claim it took 4 years. Yeah, 4 years, my ass. This is San Francisco. This is in San Fran, goddamn Cisco, y'all. Okay, this is old world for real. Like, I'm gonna put vase like stone vases with people, a whole myriad of things going on right here with people with this design and all. Like, nigga, I couldn't draw something like this within a couple of years. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to draw it on paper, nigga, I would need, first of all, just to draw the first initial design and then think about, I got to keep my voice kind of from going too high. My voice is just so low. It's still out. That's why I haven't really been live as much. Maybe your boy need to ease back on being so loud. But, this is what they say was built fast. So just think about the measurements that you would need to make on a grand scale. Now, this ain't just it. Let's walk through here. So we're gonna come in a little bit. Now notice even here, you got squares inside of squares at certain areas, just those 3, just for design, right? The rest of them ain't like that, right? Just for the hell of it, right? And then you got, look at that design right there. Like, why? Because I want it to be there. Why? That's why. Why'd you have to do that design right there? Because I'm showing out, because we dope, right? And then you go up here, and it's just all of these little ridges and designs and this and that. All that perfect. And that's another thing. You do not ever, you say, take something from, I was just feeling my voice. Man, yeah, and I don't really have any allergies. I just been going live a lot, and I guess I'm talking a lot the whole time and getting loud. And after my last main live stream, like my voice just started being out, and I was like, all right, man, let me. I do need to take some. I just need to take some damn, what do you call it? Some like lemon and honey, and I got some in there. I don't know why I ain't took it yet. Bullshitting. My bad, y'all. I'm trying to open up this. But yeah, so when you look at the design in this hole, this thing, I don't know what's going on. Why is Google Maps messing with me? Why are you messing with me? It's like as soon as I go out, it's been just doing that. Oh my god, dude. And I didn't even leave out of it. I didn't even leave out of the damn. Whatever, man. Pissed me the fuck off. Let's go to this side. Now notice how it is. And it's by a fountain of water, just like it was on the fair, right? Just like it was at the fair. I mean, in the old times. And then you have pillars going in a semicircle right here. We about to jump down and look at these pillars. See, get an idea of how they look on the ground. Now look at that, man. We were kind of looking at them already, but look at that shit, dude. And that's a little bit more. See how you got different women or whatever over that right there? Yes, it was the World's Fair in Atlanta, Georgia, Cotton States, and an international exposition in 1895. Man, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Yeah, see, and for it to be everywhere, Atlanta, Chicago, St. Louis, San Francisco. It's like almost how many places had them? How many places had these? That we don't know about. We know about a lot of them, and that shit go all the way around there. Then it stops there, and look at all that bullshit this way. That's what y'all got nowadays out there. Man. Y'all definitely ain't the builders. Definitely not the builders. Let me go out here. Let's go this way. What's up, Ari? What's happening? My voice is kind of off, but I'm here. So look at this. So we gonna watch some video about this. We're also going to talk a little bit of California history, San Francisco also, to see who was here slightly before this shit was going on. Well, at least it would have been when this was going on, really. You know what I'm saying? Who was here, you know? We know the white folks couldn't have built this. That's crazy. You will not find nothing like this in Africa. If you look up the most ancient sites in Africa, nothing like this shows up. Let's actually do that. What are the most ancient sites in Africa outside of... No, you know what? Because saying most ancient site isn't going to give them enough credit. And I don't want to do just Egypt. So I'm trying to think the better way to word it might be... what are the most historic structures in Africa? I was trying to find maybe their best design structures. Now, what you're going to get here is shit like that. Shit like that. You know, there's not really any rhyme or reason. It looks like a giant sandcastle. Shit like this, right? There's a theme going here. They like to just poke holes out of things. I don't know what the hell. That don't even look real. A lot of that looks computer generated because they ain't really got much. Let me go to the list that it said here. You got the Great Mosque of Dinjay. We just looked at that. That's a bunch of bullshit. That Jesus monument. This little church thing. Let's see what this church thing. Let's see. Okay. All right. Namibia's capital church. Let me see if I can open it. They got a little church. Can I click on it there to the next tab? Okay, they got a little church in Africa. Okay, let's go to images. Okay, somebody built them a church. Good God, get off the screen. Not yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I give them that. Yeah, I doubt they built it. You know, somebody probably built that for them. But you won't find. Let's go back. You got the Zeitz Museum, the Great Mosque of Tabu. Okay, let's take a look at that Great Mosque. You know, let's give them a chance. The Great Mosque of Tabu. And where is this Great Mosque of Tabu on the map exactly? Probably somewhere near the Middle East, but I could be wrong. No, it's up there, off the coast of what you call it. So let's take a look. Is it if anything is gonna look anything like good is gonna be up there in North Africa, where where you have like your Moorish influence, all that stuff, which is currently Mauritania, stuff like that. Now, it's one thing, and everything else around it is not the same. So, but at the same time, I would say that's a pretty dope structure. I would say that's pretty awe-inspiring. Definitely one of the best things I've seen out of Africa. It's not beating our old world buildings at all. It's definitely not beating our old world buildings, but at least they have some structure to it, some geometric shapes to a degree, and whatever. I really would like to know the history on that. Who built that for real? Because the crazy thing the reason why I say that is most of the stuff that you find that's built pretty decently in Africa is gonna be in that top area, Africa, which is either gonna be here, Egypt, all this possibly somewhere. I don't know. They ain't really got too many other things. If they have to go by mosque, which that's fine. African Heritage House. Let's look at the African Heritage House. Yeah, this is what came up under the most best structures. Now this I can believe they built. This has Africa architecture written all over it. How do I get to a photo? This has Africa architecture written all over it. You know why? They like to poke holes out of things. See that? I'm starting to notice a theme with Africa. Now I don't understand it. I don't know if it's monkey bars. They really just think it really looks good to poke poles out of things. I really don't understand it, but it seems to be a distinct thing they like to do, right? You know, just like there's distinct things we do here in America. We have distinct architectural designs, right? Yeah, most of these are just, let's see, Bob Mansour Lajif. Let me give him a chance. But I bet this is going to be in the north. It looks like it could be pretty cool. Looks pretty cool, decently cool, okay. Where is it at? Where is this at? Let me guess. Some part of North Africa. Where the sand's at. What did I say? Morocco. So I don't even have to guess. Yeah, your main structures are gonna be some mosque outside of Morocco, or right, the other one was down over in here, or Egypt over here. The thing I'm getting at is you're not gonna find much down up in here at all, and that's where you got holes poking out of shit and stuff like that. So then we get back to this. So why would you? What am I saying? He said, "Who's lying?" Yeah, they probably play on the monkey bars in their free time. So now I jump back to this because you got to think they're trying to hide things from us. They're trying to hide things about Americans. And what are they hiding? Well, there's two big things we know that they're hiding. One thing we know that they're hiding is the identity of the people who are really here. We know for sure that they're hiding it, right? And what's the other thing they're hiding? The other biggest secret there could possibly be is the fact that this place has been around and has amazing structures in it that has stood the test of time, built by likely those same people. He said Palace of Fine Arts has always been a mystery to me. Man, I'm just now finding it, Bree, to be honest. I'm just now finding out about it, which is crazy. But now we're going to watch and see if we can locate possibly that building in some of these old footages. And we're going to see what we can gather from some of these videos from that time. I'm going to play some of this one. This is from 1915. This is from 1939, which is crazy. When was the fire of San Francisco? I think that was... When was the fire of San Francisco? I thought it was 1906. 1906. So when... Let me ask this. What happened to the World's Fair in San Francisco? The World's Fair 1915 Pacific was demolished after it ended. So they say they took it down. They're admitting that they took it down. Cause didn't let me do this. You said 1906. Mm-hmm. The Great Fire was in 1906, and then you got. And I was like, well, is that supposed to be the destruction of the fair? But no, the fair was still going. 1906, they claimed this was built in the 60s after demolition. Yeah, that's crazy. Let me see. What happened to the Chicago World's Fair buildings? They were all just saying that they're dismantled. For some reason, I don't know. For some reason, I thought it was the Great Fire that took them out. But apparently it wasn't the Great Fire. But the Great Fire took out the city, a big parts of the city, which also took out some historic structures as well, which we'll get to. Because if you go to the archive, you can type in San Francisco fire. And they either call it fire or earthquake. Let me change the years. And I also got some, I also have some newspaper clippings on it too. San Francisco aftermath. This is 1906. This is some quick footage from the 1906 aftermath of the San Francisco earthquake. So this ain't what took out the. This ain't what took out the. It's a fire and an earthquake. They got hit with a double whammy. Okay, let's take a look. A little destruction. A lot of people standing around in lines. Makes you wonder what the hell they waiting on. Let me argue. Now, are things still on fire? Does that look like an earthquake could do that, or does it look like it's been bombed? Advanced TARP technology took out the Tartarian civilization. Man, they arrived there. I feel like they just got there because they standing around. You know what I'm saying? And like, why? And they all fully clothed in the same kind of clothes. You know? And they just kind of lollygagging around. Some of them walking around haphazardly. Ain't nobody like rushing to grab people out of the rubble. Ain't nobody rushing for, emergencies. Ain't nobody scrounging for something to eat, crying and devastated. He's carrying a little thing. look at all them buildings gone, dude. Like this don't look like no earthquake. Like the stuff is just gone. Like this, like an earthquake leaves rubble. Yes, but this stuff is just like dust almost. That's like dust. I see a building back there in the background. And I've looked through some of these. Like, look at that building right there. Would an earthquake do that? And I've looked at some earthquake damage. And yes, I see stuff like that. Sometimes, the building would collapse in on itself from an earthquake. Yes. But, like, there's another one that I want to find where it's like a stone building and the top of it. Hold on, what was that? I don't know what that was. Look at all these people. Let's see how they're moving and what they're moving for. Let's look. You're quite literally pulverized. Yeah. There were a lot of gas explosions as a result of the earthquake, though. Passion Pixel, you sound like you're a propagandist. Gas explosions because of the earthquake? Where did you get that information? Let's Google it. Maybe she's right. He or she, or troll. Were there a lot of gas explosions because of the San Francisco earthquake? What? Hold up. Was there a lot of gas explosion? It says, yes, the San Francisco caused a massive number of explosions and subsequent fires, which were the main cause of the city's widespread destruction. The earthquake ruptured gas mains, which, along with the damaged water mains, made it impossible to fight fires that spread across the cities. Oh, okay, so they're giving excuses. So they're saying not only did the gas blow up, to cause the fire. That was the cause. The earthquake ruptured the gas lines, you see. And then we couldn't put no water on it, you know what I'm saying? Because the water lines had burned, you see. So we just had to let it play out. Play it, exactly. They might be lying too. They hella lying. Like, the last thing I do is believe the first thing that's told to me, even if it's backed up by a Google search. We always got to think logically. They always lie. Exactly, BS. But, according to whoever the hell that was, Passion Pixel, who stands by their name of Passion Pixel and a fake avatar of a girl who looks like she could be somebody's sugar baby, or looks more like a sugar baby fake avatar for somebody who's trolling. They believe wholeheartedly in that information, but if they would have stopped, and it's like they putting too many, just putting too many extras on the story. If they would have stopped at the gas mains ruptured, I'd have been like, okay, maybe so. Okay, maybe some gas mains ruptured. But then when they added because that's what these white T folks do. They add too many extras on the story, and that's when it starts to get stupid. Then it was like, but on top of that, the water main broke, and we ran out of tires. We couldn't even drive out this bitch. The tires was flat and shit. And so the fire departments in the neighboring towns, we couldn't call them because the phone lines was down. Okay, the phone lines was down, the water was gone, the whole city was just burning. What was I supposed to do? Okay. Let me get back to it. So that'll be what they'll do, and then they'll just walk around. Let's see what they're doing. Let's see where they're going. They're all look at them. They're all dressed in the same outfits like goddamn lemmings. Okay, they're walking around this bitch like goddamn lemmings. They walking around in full suits with hats, all black, and the women are walking around with the same white and whatever dresses as if they just been cloned and placed here. In my opinion, as if they just been cloned. I gotta calm down on my voice because it's been out. He said this is a staged video. Could be staged, could be real. I've seen some staged old video too, but let's look. Okay. I don't know what they're doing. Are those TPs? Is that supposed to be how people living since the fire? But they all still, okay, if that's the case, I don't know. I don't know if those are supposed to be tents that people are living in, but then when you go this way, you see them fully suited with all hats, shoes. It's like, do you wake up and really put on a full suit? Does nobody say, hey, let me take this blazer off today? It's a little hot in San Francisco today, especially after the fires and shit. Let me just take this blaze off. Like, think about it. Nobody took their blaze off, nigga. Nobody. Yes, did you ever read history? Wall Street Trapper? Who you talking about? What you mean yesterday I ever read history? Unless you're talking to somebody down there. It is a stage video. That's not a black dress bag. What do you mean by yes, did I ever read history? But yeah. Why would nobody? They look like the goddamn Men in Black. They're clearly not from there. They look like exactly. They're not going anywhere that we see. We don't see them going towards a specific place, a rubble, a building, a location. Bro, every live I drop it and you be you know what I'm saying? I always gotta chef it up. And these people are on horse and buggies. Also, look at that. People are on horse and buggy. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that there wasn't no cars, but obviously it wasn't enough cars to not make niggas be on horse and buggies. It's giving AR crazy how they didn't have GPS as well. Oh, okay. You seem like you might be. I don't know. But so I don't know why I'm not letting that play. So yeah, where they going? And why they all dressed the same? Was it against the law to take your blaze off? I think it was. They had a law against that. That's what it is. They had a law against the shit. The Matrix for sure. Yeah. This is San Francisco. Yeah, this is the San Francisco earthquake aftermath of 1906. Okay, we got some people in their dresses. We got some more rubble. Look at that devastation. You mean to tell me some gas ruptures and an earthquake would do that? And fires? And what are these people doing? Nobody's looking through it. That nigga just sat down on it. Hold on. That nigga just said, let me sit down on this rubble. I ain't gonna look through it. Hold on, right here. Where you go? Right there. That man just sat the fuck down. Like, nigga, I'm tired. Hold up. This nigga right here. Why this nigga right here? Watch him. Go sit his ass down. Watch him. Yeah, nigga, I'm tired of this shit. Hold on, let me decline this dude. So, and there's several more of these. So, but this isn't real. This is before, but still, just it gives you an idea on what was going on even before we get to the state fair. To the World's Fair. How come the World's Fair buildings didn't fall during this time? How come the World's Fair building didn't go away during this time? Well, they said it didn't exist. Technically, they want to say it didn't exist, but we know it existed. Nobody just built that shit in a few years. And these are the people who are just walking around that you wanted, in suits that they want us to believe that built the building, built the world. Like, they were just in trolleys, and they probably stole those from us, to be honest. But, okay, look at that building. There's one. I wanted to find something. Look at that. Hold on, that's like a state capitol building right there. Let me pause it. Let me see if I can pause it. That's like a state capitol building right there. And look at how it's destroyed. How is this still intact and this not? Would a fire, and this would have been made of stone, like the World's Fair. How would a fire take out the stone like that and leave some parts? Or was it the earthquake that caused it to shake and maybe it's just falling over from the earthquake? You know, I'm just looking at all things. Let me see what y'all saying. All that acting, that's why he was tried. Bruce, that's it. That's saying it is. And George was the one that destroyed it. That history was made up also. Yep, thank you, love. Oh, y'all talk. So I must have missed whatever Bruce said down there. That looks nuclear. I know, right? It don't look like just a fire and earthquake could really do all this. Because you got to think, that fire and the earthquake would have had to be massive, which there are some massive earthquakes. I don't want to say that there aren't. But on top of that, the fire would have been massive. And it would have had to burn for several days to get a lot of these things to look like what they look. And I just don't believe that that's what happened. And so for those people that are just joining us, it's energy weapons and being electronic warfare, I do believe they had something. Because just like I believe they had to have something to do this, I believe we had to have something to do this. See how it's not working? Piece of shit ass fucking Google Maps. Oh, good God. Let me open it back up. I knew it was going to do it. I knew it was going to do it. So, in San Francisco, you still have remnants of the old world. And just this one structure alone, I just don't believe that they could have built just this one thing in a year, let alone the entire fair. Let alone the entire fair. And I feel like they didn't have enough time to really destroy everything and they forgot about some things. I just don't know. It's kind of like, why did you leave some of this intact? And I also wonder if there's some remnants available in some of these other cities that maybe we just don't know about. And you got to go there or figure it out. Maybe I need to do some Googling to search. Every single one of these squares have 4 women over it, kind of hanging over it. And it's kind of hard to explain. But then you got the vases, the stone vases, vases, whatever, however you say it. With that, you got the lion in the middle of the door. You got the sculptures at the top of some kind of whatever. You got more sculptures right here. Like, dude, who did this? How was this done? So look at the observatory in Los Angeles. Okay, is it Tartarian? It's American, whatever it is. It could be the Tartarian, but it's American. Geopolymer, they use resonance frequency and ancestors to wear a night suit to control the frequency. Geopolymer. The sword was, I don't know. It's definitely reminiscent of the old world in New Orleans. See, I need to start. I'm definitely gonna eventually start tackling this stuff. I gotta really get through all the. It's like you bust up enough history just to get past, proving who we are and all the historic narratives and stuff like that. And then there's this whole other stuff of old world mounds, ancient sites and stuff that we still have not. Not we. A lot of y'all have really. A lot of people are going into this a lot. I don't want to say we. I haven't gone into it as much, and I know I will at some point, and I look forward to it. But so let's look at what San Francisco World's Fair was like in 1915. Let me try to find one that's not as long. But I want it from 1915. This is 1915. But look at the...
known today as...
Oh, they give it credit. They said that's what it is, for real.
They called it the Jewel City. It rose from the mudflats of San Francisco's waterfront, a cosmopolitan wonderland built to last just 10 months. One of the only vestiges of this lost...
You don't put that much effort into something to tear it down 10 months later. Yeah, I'm going to do all this. And then I know for sure in about 10 months I'm going to get rid of all of it. Come on now.
City is this building, the Palace of Fine Arts. But in 1915, this was just one of many grand palaces that lined the avenues of a 600...
I seen it.
But in 1915, this was...
hold up. Damn.
City is this building.
Okay, you see those pillars right here where it's like these 4 like pillars, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? I was like, I'm going to be looking for those in the motherfucking video. And watch.
The Palace of Fine Arts. But it...
Right there. With the damn thing going around. With the same design. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the ones on the side. So that motherfucker was there. Okay? Bullshit me not.
1915, this was just one of many grand palaces that lined the avenues of a...
And you can see it right there too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those things with the squares with the ladies sitting over top should be there. And I think that might be that whole center thing, possibly.
635-acre mini metropolis constructed to host the World's Fair in the area known today as the Marina District. The fair drew some 19 million people, mostly for...
Nigga. $19 million? Do you know how insane that sounds? That's damn near most of the population of the white folks. What was the white population in America in 1915? They said there's around 100 million people, and they said 19 million. That would be almost all the white folks. Not almost all of them. I mean, that's like 1/4. And just think about that. Like, and of course, this is just some thing. This dude's just saying stuff. But most of these white folks supposedly started on the East Coast. And remember, when people came into Ellis Island, it was between the late 1800s and all the way up past the 1900s. And there was about 12 million that came in during Ellis Island. And what was the population census in 1900? What was the total population in America in 1900? $76 million. I don't know, man. It just seems kind of high. Maybe it was. I just don't see 19 million people in 1915, white folks, in that bitch. That don't even make sense.
The thrill of exploring displays and demonstrations that highlighted the progress of
I didn't think that. Yeah, I didn't think about that. How the hell did they get 19 million motherfuckers out there? How did these motherfuckers get here? Like, you mean y'all came in Ellis Island and then y'all motherfuckers tracked it on horse and buggies, millions of y'all, to motherfucking Cali? You know how long it takes to get to Cali in a car from goddamn New York? Let's see. Let's see. I can't. I don't know. Even my damn self. Of course. Your Google Maps is frozen. Whoops, goodness. NYC. Okay, the New York City will say directions. Choose a starting point. San Francisco. Hell, Google had to think for a minute on that one. Like, nigga, you trying to go where? You trying to drive where? A day and 19 hours. So almost a 2 hour, almost a 2 day non-stop drive. If you was going to really drive it, it's probably going to take you, if you're going to drive 12-hour days, going to be a four 12-hour days. That's going to be 4 12-hour days. Yeah, let's not even stop for gas. I know I'm serious, right? You say you only have that one rebuttal. Oh, you talking to old boy? I'm gonna come down after this live stream. Okay, bet. I'm free all day tomorrow. All right, my bad, y'all. Let's do walking distance. If you was gonna walk it, it's 45 days. Okay, that's a hell of and that's nonstop. And that's with clear paths and all this other shit. I don't know how the hell they even calculated that. I really wonder where the hell they gonna walk your ass to? I bet they just made that bitch up. They just be like, nigga, no, it's actual path, nigga. They these niggas ain't playing. They like, oh, you really want to walk, nigga? Okay, take Mildred up to Interstate 30. That ain't no Interstate Highway 30, and walk your happy ass to the family chef, nigga. Get you something to eat. It's gonna be a while. That's crazy. That's a waste of Google's time right there, calculating that. All right, so let's go back. Let's go back to the video. I just don't see, I just don't see how 19 million people got to California like that during that time. Free energy towers and airships, yeah, and don't get me wrong, I know people was over here, but them no.
And culture.
Cause yeah, they really.